Greetings and felicitations.
Okay, here comes the first round.
Boom. And
Jeez, that was just unnecessary.
You kidding me? You can't be out of range? What?
Forgive me, everyone, for I have sinned. Look at... Just look at all the Phrygian warriors that I brought. There's so many of them. Anyway, yeah, let's let me tell you about what happened today. I got the chance to play in a 2v2. This is myself and I'm Cubs up against Air Runner and Badney Baden. And Cubs and I went in here with a plan. He's playing as Hector of Troy. I'm playing as Paris of Troy. I'm doing one of my favorite all-time things to do with Paris, which is just bring the chargers. Bring the fear, bring the chargers. So my army is a pair of heavy Trojan chariots escorting a fighter Ravager in a chariot. I also brought 2 giant vanguard out here with my Warriors of Artemis. The Warriors of Artemis ammo does cause morale debuffs now. And then I've also brought, hiding in the trees, 5 Phrygian warriors, a giant champion, and a Cyclops. That's my army. Cubs, playing as Hector, he's brought 3 Trojan defenders, 2 Hector's Chosen, a pair of renowned archers, a Cordovantes, fighter Ravager hero, and then back behind the Mesa here, he has a pair of chariots. He was able to keep one hidden. I think if I was him, I would have noticed that this one was not hidden anymore, and I just kind of would have moved it out this way just to you know, take a holding position here. Maybe that keeps this one a secret a little bit longer. Our opponents have some secrets of their own, but they've brought Lycia and Phthia, both of them with defender heroes, and a 600 man advantage. So there's a Savage Centaur warrior here with 4 XP. There's a Corvantes here. This is renowned Kopesh fighters. There's a pair of them, and then we've got 2 heavy axe warriors, a companion of Sarpedon. There's an Eastern Slinger here. Air Runners also brought a pair of renowned Lycian warriors. There's a hunter here, heavy Lycian chariot, defender companion. Here's another Cordovantes. The Phthian player, his defender companion, renowned armored slinger, and Myrmidon swordsman over here, Myrmidon spearman over here in this tree line. He's also brought a champion of Phthia, 3 heavy swordsmen with 6 XP chevrons, a pair of Chian slingers. Out here on the far right, he's got a Thessalian Marine. This is a unit that does have stock, but he's also got them in the tall grass, so they're extra impossible to see. And here's a Savage Centaur Warrior with 5 XP. We're going to just go ahead and hit play here. When talking to my ally, I told him I'm going to charge on my flank. Whatever's out here, I'm going to assault it. So you need to do what you can to protect your right. So this is what he did. He set himself up so that he had an impassable terrain position on his right. And for the most part, he was just kind of staying pretty static. He sent his hero out here. Our opponents got their slingers up here into range to start opening fire, and I realized, hey, you know what? My Warriors of Artemis here can take advantage of this. I don't mind taking a couple of quick volleys at Achaean slingers, because what happened here is he saw this happening, and he decided he was going to fall back. It was a huge impact right away from the Warriors of Artemis against this. So I was pretty pleased with how we were forcing this Phthian player to maneuver, because he was starting to realize, oh, hey, wait a minute. Maybe I just kind of want to hang back for a second before I just go charging this way and end up in all sorts of trouble. I've kept most of my stuff hidden, but I decided now is a good time to expose some of my units, so I pulled my giant vanguard out. I don't feel like I'm revealing too terribly much. Look at this, the smart play from Badney Baden to pull his Thessalian Marines back lest my chariots find him. And this is important. I'm going to pause it right here. Sidebar. I did not know that that the Cyclops in Truth Behind the Myth mode was bugged. I knew that the Cyclops in Mythos mode was bugged, but this Cyclops just chucked a boulder well beyond his range into these heavy swordsmen. I'm just gonna let that play. I need to take 4 kills off of my Cyclops. I did not deserve that shot. That was cheap. I gave that order thinking my Cyclops would charge up to, oh, I don't know, here, and then throw a boulder. I was not expecting him to just yeet that from the tree line there. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and let that play on. My opponents didn't see it. My ally, I don't think, noticed. I'm pretty sure I was the only one who noticed that I did that. But it's something that Air Runner has noticed before in Truth Behind the Myth mode. He's got footage up on his channel, and I'm sharing some of the footage. I'll share some of that with you guys later, because it's worth talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my forces up. I saw in this moment an opportunity with Air Runner facing up over here, and with Thaya kind of falling back in this gap here. I was telling my ally, take this position right here. I'm going to go after Thaya, because I think I can quickly overwhelm this if you cut off the majority of Air Runner's forces. We'll be able to use, you know, some of our more elite stuff, your chariots. We can just overwhelm Thaya, and, you know, we'll be golden. So I'm on the move. I am on the charge. We were in a group call at this time. Total Warhead was watching this game. He goes, "Oh, that's a lot of boys," was his exact words. Yeah, here come all my Phrygian warriors. I just went straight in. I'm charging with the Fighter Ravager. I'm charging with my giant vanguards. It's just, you know, some slingers. There's like one champion of Thaya. I got my Cyclops right up in there right away. I do notice the spear-fighting Myrmidons, and I'm just going to take this charge. Because this will allow me a chance to get my chariots around and behind the enemy. Yeah, it's a spear-fighting Myrmidon, but look how well my two heavy chariots handle that. Meanwhile, you can see over here, Air Runner's been forced to kind of stay a little bit static. He has moved in some of his Kopesh fighters into my flank. This is not an ideal situation for me. You can see I am getting some boulders off out here. And I'm using the Terrify on my Fighter Ravager. I'm using the Fear that's inherent in my Vanguard and my Phrygian Warriors. And I'm using the Chariot Charges. I'm trying to do everything I can here. I notice that this Savage Centaur Warrior is on its way. My Warriors of Artemis on fire at will have already started opening fire on it. I turn around my Giant Champions at the last possible second to help intercept that charge. And look at the damage that is already being done. Champions of Thaya really, really hurt. Meanwhile, other side of the battlefield, Air Runner's heavy Lycian Chariots are trying to pull something off here. Cordovantes, we are at point-blank range, and it is a field day right now for the Hunters and Eastern Slingers. But the Chariots, they're just going to go ahead and, you know, try and plow right on into this. Cordovantes are going to engage where the line is weakest, at the Heavy Axe Warriors. These Cordovantes are going to have a lot of fun fighting the Heavy Trojan Chariots. This Defender Companion gets a break on my Phrygian Warriors, and he's going to chase them all the way into the Heavy Trojan Chariots and into my Warriors of Artemis. Warriors of Artemis helped rout that Savage Centaur Warrior with the help of the Giant Champions, and you can see here the Thessalian Marines then got into me, but that was perfect timing because I just needed to find something else for my Heavy Trojan Chariots to attack. So they're routed now. I've got a regrouped Giant Vanguard over here. This Phrygian Warrior just cleaned up another unit, so I'm going to send it out the way of those renowned Armored Slingers while I send this Phrygian Warrior out to help me clean up the rest of these spear-fighting Myrmidons. There goes my other Giant Vanguard. And this situation, still not great for me. As you can see, most of my infantry's gone. I'm still throwing boulders in the middle of this bout, but oh man, there's even the Heavy Lycian Chariots are also in here now, and my Giant Champions are having a field day with that. They love fighting chariots. Giants are one of the best units for fighting chariots with. There goes another chariot model. Meanwhile, out here, the Heavy Trojan Chariots of my ally. Oh yeah, renowned Lycian Warriors are not going to like that. That is diced and munched and crunched. Hector's Chosen doing just fine, and this is my ally doing exactly what I needed him to do. Hold this position. Look at this, my Phrygian Warriors still chasing this renowned Armored Slinger. Totally fine by me. They're still winning. I use a regrouped Giant Vanguard to help me catch this Savage Centaur Warriors that got a little bit overextended. I turn on my Aristea so I can use additional Terrifies. I thought this was a Kopesh fighter. Didn't realize there's a Myrmidon Swordsman, and then I used the Terrify on it. I needed to use that Terrify on a Heavy Swordsman instead. My Chariots are doing just fine cleaning up out over here. My Warriors of Artemis, you can see, they did get overwhelmed by Savage Centaur Warriors and the Defender Companion hero. My Giant Champions are just beefing this battle. They're up to their second XP Chevron already. They've been pounding on the enemy. My Cyclops is doing fantastic as well. He loves being surrounded by infantry, and he's doing a ton of damage. I got the Terrify off on the right unit this time, and now we just got to chase out this Savage Centaur Warrior, but my Phrygian Warriors here, they get routed. I have regrouped my Warriors of Artemis, and my Heavy Trojan Chariots have shattered that Savage Centaur Warrior. My ally activates the Aristea on his Fighter Ravager hero, and he's just going to town with his own chariots. Now look at the 64 kills and counting. Air Runner brought plenty of heavy infantry, which is going to be difficult for chariots to handle. Look at this scenario. That's not a good place for this chariot to be, in the middle of an axe warrior unit. Finally, my giant champions get defeated. They're broken. They're routing out of here now. I'm going to town with my Cyclops. I've activated his blind rage. My hero's doing just fine. Myrmidon swordsmen are not what he wants to be fighting. We rout the heavy swordsmen, and I got this chariot unit to regroup, so I just pulled them all the way through the trees. Homer, you were way too late on that announcement. This Cyclops has been berserking for a while now. So all I have left in this main infantry engagement, as it were, is my Cyclops and my hero, which is okay by me, but you could notice that there are some assets for Thaya regrouping, and also for Air Runner as well. I'm trying to help my ally win his engagement, because I'm pretty much done with Thaya. That was a great javelin toss, and this is pretty much the sum result of what support I'm able to provide. They get their charge in, and then they say, you know what, this is heavy infantry, we want out. Whereas Vardamus are regrouped, I'm just trying to think of any way I can impact the morale of these battles, as Trojan defenders are really overwhelmed with 2 heavy axe units for them to face. So I'm trying to throw in some support here with my Warriors of Artemis. I've got another chariot unit coming back into the battle over here. And that's not all. Oh yeah, here it is. This Phrygian warrior did get back into the fray, but got kind of caught up on this renowned Kopesh fighter. It wasn't a very clean attack. I didn't like how that turned out. This Trojan defender routes that heavy axe warrior. I noticed there's a heavy swordsman out here, along with the other one that I'm trying to fight, so I'm going to go ahead and quickly turn the attention to this warrior of Artemis onto this heavy swordsman, hoping that I can get a couple good kills. Oh, and yeah, point-blank boulder. That certainly helped, and there's still some shots raining in. You can see that their morale is really low before they even get into this battle. I'm hoping that the fear on my Cyclops will be enough. I'm not afraid to shoot into it because I only have 2 single entities in this battle. Shattered 1 heavy swordsman, the other one's still in the fray here with -3 morale. It'll rout any second, or at least I'm hoping so. Meanwhile, my ally is actually in a ton of trouble. The support that I was able to give just wasn't enough. He only has a Hector's Chosen left in this fight, 3 Cordovantes models, and his hero, but he's got some of the hunters engaged. There's 2 opposing Cordovantes. I'm at this point, I'm just trying to find a way to attack that won't involve going into heavy infantry, but since we shattered both of those heavy swordsmen now, I can focus my Warriors of Artemis on the units with the lowest morale, like that heavy axe warrior. I've now got it broken. I've got this Phrygian warrior free of that renowned Kopesh fighter now, and I've given it charging orders for the companions of Sarpedon. The Sarpedon companions are the biggest threat still in this battlefield, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to yeet some arrows here from the Warriors of Artemis. I'm going to let my allies' arrows come in. Air Runner stops when he sees that my chariots are coming, and I go, you know what? You're right. I don't like that. I'm turning around, and boulder! That's right. Was that out of range? That might have been out of range too. That might have been too far. I might need that boulder back. I didn't even realize that the Cyclops range exploit existed in Truth Behind the Myth mode. I thought that was for mythos only. I apologize to my opponents, but I'll show you guys footage that more clearly shows how badly that range problem is. So here comes the Cyclops now. I've got only a couple of Cordovantes left and a Defender Companion hero, but look how red the blood is on this battlefield. What a day. Thank you, Homer. Thank you very much. What a battle. We had a lot of fun with that one. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you all of the unit statistics. There's a bug currently in here where we cannot see all 4 teams. You can only see the first 2 that it shows you, so I can show you my statistics and I can show you Air Runners, and we'll determine MVP based on those units. I can tell you right now that I was very impressed with my Cyclops' performance. 17-23 is a fantastic showing, but the MVP of this battle is actually going to be the Giant Champions. 1909. About 1,000 of that damage coming courtesy of Air Runner's heavy chariots, and a lot of that damage is also coming in for Thaya's centaurs as well. Huge value, huge damage, 20,000 points of damage. That was matched by the Cyclops, but the Cyclops only got 17,000, which cost his gold value. My Giant Vanguard, they did not do so hot with 280 and 360, but the value they bring is in their fear and their very big shield. I actually don't know what their missile block chance is off the top of my head, but I hope it's good because they have very big shields. Chariots 1640, 1519, both of them catching value. Warriors of Artemis catching value 936, and then my Phrygian Warriors, this one doing really well at 1544, 195 kills, 2 XP earned, 444, 742, and my hero with 1170, not paying for itself, but because I put him in the Chariot. Of Air Runner's forces, 634 on his Defender Companion. But you have to keep in mind the Defender Companion's value comes in the healing that it causes, and Air Runner used all of his heals in that battle. 300, 400, 600 on this Kopesh, 940 on that Kopesh. None of the mainstay infantry units here actually paying for themselves, not even the Companion of Sarpedon. However, this renowned Lycian warrior did catch its value. This one, 475. 1449 for this Cordovantes, and 402, unfortunately, for that Cordovantes. 1116 on the heavy Lycian chariots, meaning that they did pay for themselves. And wow, hunters. 1595. 2 XP chevrons for hunters. Really good. Really, really good performance. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you some of that footage courtesy of Air Runner. It's probably running right now in the center of the screen. I love how Creative Assembly set up the end battle screen perfectly for me with all of this empty space right here in the middle. It means I just get to show you whatever footage I want there. But yeah, you can see here clearly, even though this is mythological mode that he's demonstrating it with, this bug does exist in Truth Behind the Myth mode as well. Be careful when you're using your Cyclops. Try to move your Cyclops into range manually before you start chucking boulders. I didn't do that. I should have known better. Sorry, guys. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I have a lot of fun with team battles in this game, alright? Ta-ta, I love you all. See you guys in the next video.